quick kebab recipe in our appetizer series. This is known as the Afghani kebab, and it's a shorter version of it, a very quick party version that will be a super hit amongst your guests. First up, we have chicken. These are legs, a more economical cut, but they're also very juicy. And as you can see, I've made incisions that enables the marinade to go in. And center, we have a coal put in, a tiny piece of coal put in aluminum foil. It helps when we smoke it, and it looks really cool, by the way, when I show it to you. And make sure it's completely dry. There is no moisture whatsoever. As you can see, it's completely dry. See that? Complete dry. Okay, patted dry with a paper towel. Now, to add to that, some desi ghee, not the one you get, it's homemade. I will later, if upon request, teach you how to make that. Now, a very critical ingredient, yogurt. Full fat, absolutely no moisture whatsoever. You can make it two ways. Simply take regular yogurt, put it in a muslin cloth and let it hang overnight so that all the moisture drains out. Or simply go to the supermarket and buy hung yogurt. The one that I particularly use is called lebne. It's a very Middle Eastern, way of making yogurt, and it's got a very sour and a tart flavor to it. Now, this is the heart and soul of the kebab. Ginger, garlic, and green chili, hand crushed in a mortar and a pestle. I'll show you my mortar and pestle in a minute. And I added a little bit of salt to bring out the liquid and the juice. I've also added an extra touch by adding a little bit of a small piece of onion, actually. And I've made all that into a very coarse paste. Now, coming to a few dry herbs and spices. You have cumin, which I've gently roasted to just kind of wake up the flavor and the spice. Homemade garam masala, you can buy this in stores, but there's my recipe, which I will reveal to you later, or if you're interested, you can contact me. There's a little bit of kasuri methi, salt, and coriander powder, also known as dhania powder. Next, we come to some wet ingredients, which is basically a little bit of lemon juice, freshly squeezed, of about 2 lemons, and some chopped coriander leaves. Now, coming back, right here we have one of the secret ingredients, and that is cashews roasted and powdered, along with freshly ground whole black peppercorns, and with the final aromatic, the most aromatic of all spices, 2 types of elaichi, or cardamom, as they call it, green and the black. The black one, I will right now be taking away the skin. Okay, I'm going to be taking away the skin, and basically it's neatly toasted, gently warmed up, and then ground into a coarse powder. Now, here are my tools. A chef is always as good as his knife, and it has to be razor sharp, and it's a santoku, along with my stone mortar and pestle, which I use to make this dish. 2 marinades in this kebab. The first one's a very simple one. Add all the dried powdered spices and the ginger, garlic, green chili, and onion paste. Watch me do that right now. Technically, you go one at a time, but just to save your time, I'll just gently be going all over with this. These are my, and I generally try to add them from really high. The higher you can go, the better it is, right? And then once you do that, you can always obviously clean hands, start mixing this up. First thing, all right? Now, to enable the masalas to kind of, go in, okay? I'll also be adding a little bit of lemon juice. It can also act as a little bit of a tenderizer along with the yogurt, okay? All right, and my black pepper powder. I'm gonna save a little bit for garnish, but I'm gonna use up most of it, okay? Again, I'm not giving you exact measurements because this is to taste. Again, know that too much of anything can add bitterness. Too much of fenugreek leaves gives like a bitter aftertaste. So like I said in the previous video, and I will say this, good cooking is all about balance. Balancing your flavors, let not one flavor overpower the other. Now, once I do this, right, I can already smell the fragrances. Now add the ginger, garlic, and onion paste, and leave this to rest for a good, I'd say, half hour to 45 minutes, because it's chicken. If you want to do it overnight, that's even better. The smoking, however, will be done towards the end. Just gonna mix it and make sure that everything's okay. Now, Garam masala is a very essential ingredient. While I'm doing this, just want to let you know, to any cooking done in a Southeast Asian household, whether it be India, Pakistan, everybody have their own way of making garam masala. It varies slightly when you travel in India from south to the north, but a few key ingredients that garam masala has: cinnamon, black cardamom, green cardamom, black peppercorns, shahi zira, known as black cumin, and cloves in different proportions and fragrances. So I'll tell you my proportion if you're interested to know later. But for now, the first basic marinade is done, and we'll let this set for about 2 hours. All right, it's been a couple of hours. We're back with the next important process. It's a very quick process of smoking the meat, where what I've done is taken a piece of coal and I've actually roasted it on open flame, or put it on open flame for about 45 seconds. And now with tongs, I'm going to show you how to actually smoke it. I'm going to leave it here at the center like this, and basically take with my hand a little bit of ghee, all right, and or usually with a spoon, but I don't have the time right now. I'm going to put it over like that and immediately cover it up. All right, there are many ways of doing this. As you can see, people add clove powder, any other spice that you want to add. I personally simply prefer the plain old way of smoking, while the ghee just kind of gives its flavor. Make sure it is homemade desi ghee, not the store-bought one. But if you don't know how to make ghee, or if you don't have the time, you can always buy it from the store. I've left it for about 3 minutes, and now I will be opening it, and there you go. Awesome. Now, to add the second marinade, simply combine your cashew nut powder and the hung yogurt and the fragrance of the green cardamom powder. All right. Give it a thorough mixing. Again, remember, you're handling chicken, so food safety comes in. Always wash your hands before and after. And finally, to finish off, I'm adding some ghee. Okay. Now, another very important thing is an optional ingredient here. People add mustard oil, again in kebabs, traditionally in restaurants. People also add cheese, processed Parmesan. Feel free to experiment. If you're adding cheese, be very careful with the salt, okay? Because sometimes when you add cheese and salt, it can get way too salty. People add a little bit of refined flour, corn flour. I just prefer the cashew powder. It imparts a more, subtle richness. And finally, I may add some cream at the end, but cream is also an optional ingredient. Now that you've seen that this entire thing has been combined, we'll let it aside for as long as you can. I will be letting it aside for about a half hour, 45 minutes again. There are a few ways you can cook this. Because I've already smoked it for a quicker serve time, I'm choosing to do this on a slow flame on a stovetop because it's already smoked. You can actually preheat the oven to 380 and actually put this in a non-stick baking pan if you can for a good 35 minutes, and then turn and for another 10-15 minutes or so, or until you reach an internal temp of about 90 to 100, okay? You can do that. I'm just doing this on the stovetop. I've added a little extra ghee and coriander to this, and now I'm going to slowly cook the kebabs until they're beautifully golden brown. You cook until the oil is separated or they're turning brown. Again, remember, it's low flame. We don't want the spices to burn, but get like the basic caramelization from the chilies and the garlic, brings out all the flavors, and you'll know when it's done. And once you see a good color on both sides, you know for a fact that it's now time to plate. For plating here, again, I've gone very simple. If you can come close, I can show you that I've taken some basic whipped cream and I've neatly layered them with crushed black peppercorns and a little bit of chili powder on a bed of cilantro. You can see the smoke slowly rising out of it. Okay, it's perfectly done. All right, and there you have it. It's good.